Orange game day, Big Orange halftime show, and the Big Orange up after a huge stop on Georgia on 4th and goal at the 1 yard line. Unbelievable as Tennessee leads in the first half at halftime, 21-17 over the Georgia Bulldogs. Big Orange halftime show reacting with Jonathan Crompton, former Vols quarterback. I'm Austin Stanley. All of this game day coverage is brought to you by BioPure Music City, changing the standard of clean during this coronavirus time and the upcoming flu season. BioPure Music City, you see their phone number right there on your screen. Also, Ashbusters Chimney Service, ashbusters.net, your experts to get that fire safe in your home. Crompton, the Vols up 21-17. Pretty unbelievable roller coaster-like first half. What are your initial thoughts? Just as this halftime show, we were talking about Kirby Smart going for it right there. Two big fourth down stops for the Vols defense.
Whose blood pressure is up besides mine?
My ears are
it's on a roller coaster over here. Initial reaction?
Yeah.
I was off base in what we were going to do. 11 of 13, 124, 2 touchdowns by JG. 11 rushes, 19 yards running the ball. I was completely off base so far in the fact of how we were going to be able to run the ball. Like I said, Jim Chaney is going to play to his strengths. But the thing is, I'm going to say, the last 5 minutes of the first half, the first 5 minutes of the second half are some of the biggest moments in the game. We won the last 5. We've got to win the next 5 to start the second half because we're getting the ball. We have a lead, but we cannot get ahead of ourselves. Yes, we've played well enough. We haven't played great. Defense, though, we couldn't have asked for much more besides the one play, the angle route that they ran on toe-to-toe where they got inside and got beat. But other than that, our defense has played solid besides that play and some dumb penalties.
Mm-hmm.
That's some of the biggest things.
Right, and I think everything started off great for Tennessee. Like, it feels like so long ago when that snap on the second play of the game went over Stetson Bennett's head, and Kevon Bennett was able to jump on that for a touchdown. Vols up 7-0, a gift right there. Then they gave it right back because DeAndre Johnson with just a boneheaded play. And I know that at some point, not having DeAndre Johnson out there on defense is going to come back and hurt the Dogs.
It's going to come back and haunt us.
But as James brings it up, George Pickens with a dumb play as well. And I find it really impressive that Tennessee is up by 4 points after having more penalty yards in the first quarter than total offensive yards at that time.
7 penalties, 69 yards, a dropped interception, right? A targeting ejection.
Yeah.
And we're winning by 4. If you gave us that scenario at midnight last night, everybody would be like, screw it, I'll take it. Let's do this thing. You know what I mean? Because we're shooting ourselves in the foot. We've gotten better down the stretch. And like I said, those last 5 minutes, we settled in. But you can't do that. But the George Pickens, man, grow up. It's that simple. Grow up. And it makes sense why he was suspended for the first half of the SEC championship game last year, because he is an immature child. I'm not saying he is not a good ball player, but that is immaturity. You're gonna dump water on an opposing player on your sideline, dude. Come on, the same thing with the Ole Miss dude doing the dog and the pissing dog in the end zone. You don't do that. At a certain point, grow up. Thank you for doing it, Pickens. I'll say that. Because it led to a touchdown.
Yeah, it did. Go ahead.
There's been some plays, but what I was going to say is I cannot excuse that. I can somewhat excuse the targeting that we got, except for leading with the head. Because I was watching the North Carolina game earlier today when Sam Howell slides. Man, it's hard on a defensive player to slow down, spur the moment, and stop. But we had 2 steps. We can't just hit him in the head. Just throw your hands up, chest bump him or something, go about your day.
And it wasn't
that's going to come back to hurt us at some point.
Yeah, and it wasn't even the fact that it was you can't control it was the extra head.
You don't do that. The way I look at it, and maybe I'm a little old school, if I'm getting thrown out, by God, I'm getting thrown out for something. It's going to be a big play. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that it's going to be worth it. I'm not getting thrown out for a little bitty small headbutt. So Don't do that.
Yeah, it sounds pretty easy for them for you saying it right now, but clearly, and here was my take in the very beginning of this game: is Tennessee was too emotional, and I think Jeremy Pruitt is an emotional head coach when he's not talking to the media. That's when he's pretty dry, but I feel like to start this game, Tennessee was too high on their emotions, which led to the DeAndre Johnson penalty. They were kind of jumpy and antsy, which led to the offsides on defense, a false start on offense, and a couple of the pass interference calls. So, and it seems like they've settled down, and now once they've eliminated those penalties, it's more have been an even matchup.
Well, and that's the hard part about it, an all SEC schedule. When you're 2-0, you're on an 8-game win streak, you're going down to Athens, you're trying to do what Texas A&M did earlier today and upset a top 5 team. You know what I mean? After that, we take care of business. We're first in the East, right? So all of that is known. Every player knows that. So the hard part is, like you said, the emotion. Second play of the game, we get a fluke touchdown. Awesome. We can't be the roller coaster. We got to be Jeremy Pruitt in the media right there. The whole
Absolutely.
game. Whether you're feeling it inside or not, that's just how you have to do it.
A to Z Sports here, big orange halftime show here with former Vols quarterback Jonathan Crompton. I'm Austin Stanley at A to Z Sports Nashville. Jay Hensley says the turnover battle has been key so far in his opinion. Absolutely. I mean, the fact that the Vols still with no turnovers, playing clean on offense outside of some penalties, and Jarrett Garantano has looked pretty good. Something that me and you, we did not expect that when we talked on Thursday.
Yeah. We got to take advantage of when we get an opportunity for a turnover. Hence the interception that we dropped in the end zone. I understand it's a hard play. But then again, you also play at the University of Tennessee, big-time college football, best conference in America. We expect you to make the play, your starter. You know what I mean? So with that, but on offense, I can somewhat give the offsides because them stunning together. And if you go back and watch the TV copy, now that there's not as many people in the stands, a lot of things are more easily heard, and you can hear some of their defensive linemen on cue going. Well, when they bark a certain cadence themselves on the D-line and stunt, it's always very similar to a cadence. So I can see that. So that one I will let slide. The holding, I will not let slide. We've got to be better on the left side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just overall dumb penalties overall as a team, I cannot let slide. I'll get the one on offense because it was a choreographed stunt where they're talking at the same time in the middle of our cadence. So I get that. But the other stuff, if you're going to be the top 5 team, you got to play as close to flawless as possible.
A to Z Sports Big Orange Halftime Show. Crompton, I want you to take us in the locker room because I want to hear from an offensive standpoint. Look, the Tennessee offense scored 2 big touchdowns, but really 2 big plays. Nice throws from Garantano to Josh Palmer. I want you to take us inside and what Jim Chaney's message most likely is, who is your former offensive coordinator at Tennessee, what Jim Chaney is telling his guys. But first, let me tell you guys about BioPure Music City. They are one of the presenting sponsors of our Big Orange Game Day shows. BioPure Music City, they're changing the standard of clean electrostatic spray when they come clean your home or your business. They can directly spray your electronics. It's easy. It's in and out. There's no residue left on any of your place, and it's EPA regulated. It kills 99.9% of germs, included the coronavirus, also the flu as flu season approaches. So get BioPure Music City to your home or to your office by giving them a call, 615-635-0555. Here on the Big Orange Halftime Show. Crompton, what do you think Chaney's telling Garantano and the offense at the halftime locker room right now?
Stay the course. Stay the course, stay the course, stay the course, because they all expected, just like I've called it all along, I expect us to win this ball game. They expect themselves to win this ball game. Let's call it like it is, including any fan. Not many people gave us a chance this week. Just call a spade a spade. Typically, the only ones that really, truly know you can win are the ones in the locker room. Okay? Coaches. So his message is stay the course. still going to run the ball. We can't just straight up drop back and pass and let them tee off up. Yes, we have a line, but they've got a pretty good 7. So we have to mix in the run. Then you see us 11 of 13 throwing. We don't have to throw the ball 40 times to be up. Mm-hmm. We have to be efficient. So the game plan going forward is do exactly what we're doing and eliminate the penalties. Run the ball, dink and dunk, drop back, check it down to Air Gray, let him do his thing, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, big play. And that's what I'm going to expect to see the second half, because if you look, outside of our 2 big pass plays, and then the Johnson catch over the middle, which was phenomenal, being able to hold on to that ball. Yes. So those 3 plays, have we really thrown the ball down the field for a completion outside of 5 yards?
Not really. I mean, you look at the 2 incompletions. You look at the 2 incompletions. One was just over the reach of Palmer early in the game on the 3rd and 1 that they converted the 4th down. Here's something I've noticed.
But I'm glad you said that, though. Keyword, you said just over his reach, right? Go back and slow it down. When that right there is just enough for a guy that's 6'4" to be able to miss that. I'm not mad at the shot early in the game. I'm not.
Well, here's what I've completed, but here's what I've learned through 2.5 games about the Tennessee Vols this year. If it's 3rd and 1, they're going to take a shot down the field because they're going for it. They're going for it on 4th down. It's predetermined. It doesn't matter where they're snapping that ball. Tennessee is going for it on 4th down, no doubt.
And what does that remind me of? Lane Kiffin. And I'm being serious, because the ones in that locker room are the ones that know what they put in and day out, and they understand their game plan and say, listen, we expect to get it. Are you going to get it 100% of the time? No. Look at Georgia. They're 0 for 2. But you have the confidence to do it. I'm not mad at Kirby Smart for going for it. I'm glad we manned up and stopped him. I would have made the exact same play call.
At the end of the half, yes. But he should have punted that football earlier in the game.
No. You know why? You know why he didn't?
Why?
Because he's scared. And he knows he's got to have momentum on his side. That when you're the number 3 team in the country and you do not punt that ball and you're going for it, you're telling everybody, I've got to keep them off the field because they have something that I can't stop.
See, I look at it differently, because at that point, if Georgia punts it and Tennessee's got the ball and they have 80 yards in front of them, they haven't been moving the ball at all at that point. That going for it on 4th down instead of punting, it gave Tennessee's offense life, because when the defense got to stop, Pruitt and Chaney says, we're going for the end zone. I thought that was a dumb decision.
But watch this. What has Kirby Smart never been able to do? He's never been able to take that next step to win that absolute championship. Well, how do you win it? Sometimes you got to take a chance. Sometimes you got to take a gamble. Like I was told, you can't play poker if you're not at the table.
Fair. And here's some of my advice for Kirby Smart. If it is 4th and 1 and you are going for it, don't hand it off to your 5'9" quarterback who weighs $175.
Like I saw a comment. Don't let Hunter Renfrow beat you. All right. Don't let him. You give the ball to your star tailback, or you know what I mean. You do something with one of your big boys. You don't. The reason why we're letting JG do it is look at his size.
Yeah,
he falls forward and he gets there. Yeah, you fall forward and you get it. So I don't disagree with him going for it, but I do disagree with the play call 100%.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I was going to switch gears here. A to Z Sports, Big Orange Halftime Show. Jonathan Crompton, Austin Stanley here on A to Z Sports. Let's go ahead and get to this segment. We do this every halftime. We want your confidence level. What is your confidence level in the Vols winning this game at Georgia, 1 through 10? 1 being the lowest, Tennessee's not going to win. 10 being you think Tennessee's got this game in the bag. The Vols are up 21-17. What is your confidence level in the Vols winning this game? We'll read some of your comments and we'll get Crompton's answer here in a second. But first, let me tell you about Ashbusters Chimney Service, ashbusters.net and ashbustersknoxville.com. Sweeping, inspections, masonry. It's about that time where you want to cozy up to the fire in your living room or in your house, wherever it may be. Make sure you get Ashbusters Chimney Service out to your house to sweep and inspect before you light that fire this fall and this upcoming winter. Ashbusters.net is where to go. Locations in Nashville and a new location in Knoxville here on the Big Orange Halftime Show. 1 through 10. We got a lot of answers. I'm gonna let Crompton answer first, and I'll get to some of y'all's. 1 through 10. What is your confidence level in the Vols winning this game at Georgia, currently up 21-17 over the Dogs, and getting the ball to start the second half.
All right, so mine has – I've got a little asterisk beside it, okay? And here's why. They're literally doubling our time of possession. Okay?
Yeah.
If we correct the mistakes that we've done on both sides of the ball with stupid penalties, and we can move the ball and get first downs and take time off the clock. We all know these CBS games take 12 hours, it seems like. I mean, it's 5:37 and they haven't even kicked off yet, right? So if we can actually get about 5 extra minutes on them in the second half and control the ball, I'm going to say a 6.5. And I know that's going to seem a little low. I say that because they're still explosive. We have to, and I text my dad before the game, you have to play flawless when you're beating a top 5 team. Have to. We've played as close as we can be without those a couple mental errors. We correct those, and it could go up. But right now, I'm going to go with a 6.5.
All right, Chris says 8, B-Hall 8, Ryan 8 in a row, T and Titan 7. You got a 6.9 there from T. Charles with 7, Ramon with a 10, Vols got it. Marcus with a 4, Marcus 7, Travis with a 4. Lots of 7s here in a row. A 5.49 there, 0 go Dogs from Corey. So we got somebody from the other side checking in here.
It was 1 to 10. You can't put a 0 when it's 1 to 10.
Fair. Good point. Follow the rules, everybody. Follow the rules. Look, I think Mrs. Crompton in here saying 8. 8's a big popular number in the family.
There she is. It is, as you can see.
Yes. Travis saying all the penalties and missed tackles scare him. I'll tell you what about missed tackles. There was a big missed tackle on White from Georgia on that second down play on the goal line. Bryce Thompson got on his horse to get to the sideline and take down the running back.
That saved it.
3 plays later, Tennessee's going into halftime with a lead. Exactly. What a play by Bryce Thompson.
I just want to say this real quick. If we could all just, for 1 second, understand, yeah, we're winning. We were up last year, all this stuff. No matter the outcome, no matter. If people do not stop hating on JG after this, look at his pocket movement today, okay?
Yeah, good point.
He's avoided sacks that should have been sacks.
I agree.
Made a negative into a positive on most of these. His incompletions, one could have been a holding, and one Jones Jr. gets pushed out of bounds.
Yep.
He's damn near 100%.
Yep.
And keeping us in this game. I don't care what the outcome of this game is. But from now on, all I'm saying is understand what football really is. This kid is playing his guts out. He's our leading rusher right now. Okay? And I'm not saying that in a positive light.
No, for sure.
Our defense, JG and Chaney are letting us win this ball game right now. So I know my score was a little low from what I want it to be.
Yeah.
But this is the type of games you want. It is.
Yeah, and that's where I'm trying to come up with my number 1 through 10. What's my confidence level in this? And a lot of you guys might know me, might not know me, might have watched our show for years, maybe not. But I'm typically on the pessimistic side of things when it comes to the Tennessee Vols. I expect things to go wrong when they have an opportunity to. So the rule is you can't pick a 5. I'm at a 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, this
the Vols to win this game. Because here's the deal. Like, the first possession coming out of the gates is huge. I need to see Tennessee run the ball. Jarrett Garantano, you're right, is making a lot of plays. They've got to be able to gain yards on the ground because they have the lead, right? If you've got the lead, you got to run the ball, and I don't know if they can right now. But halftime's over, guys. We will see you right here in the same place for the second half. Thanks for watching, y'all.